I wonder what your idea of cycling is. I've got this trouble about visiting you on a bike somehow.
Have you really? Well, I must admit, I just prefer a horse. I prefer to ride a horse. I prefer horsepower, but I know lots and lots of people do love cycling. And yours is wandering around York, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I like to go
it's
into...
flat in York.
Yeah, it is flat in York. I suppose my idea of cycling, though, is a nice leisurely trip into York, showing off my penny farthing. But Steve Peat from Sheffield takes things a bit further.
Yeah, he's a former mountain bike champion. He's currently out of action with a broken wrist, but it doesn't mean he's taking a break from the sport.
This week he's launched a competition where riders compete to build the best ramp in the world. Ian Bucknell can explain.
This is Joe Bowman. He's been throwing himself off ramps since he was a boy. Watching on and filming on his phone at Sheffield Ski Village is World Championship downhill mountain biker Steve Peat. Now Steve wants you, well, some of you, to try this at home. With friends including Joe, he's launched Build a Jump Week to encourage bikers throughout the world to get creative.
It can be a couple of bricks with a piece of wood up to it that some kids jumping in the street, or it can be sort of a big jump that more professional guys are building for themselves to have fun and film on and things like that. So it's just something that I've always wanted to do and put back into the sport a little bit.
Steve wants competitors to send in before and after pictures as they transform disused land into much used ramps. But it comes with a word of caution. This was Steve showing us what he can do last year, but he's out of action today because he's broken his wrist.
Unfortunately, I had a little off in practice and I fractured a little bone in my wrist, so I've got a few weeks off the bike, but it's not a real bad injury, so it's not going to keep me out of the rest of the World Cup season. Obviously, mountain biking is quite a dangerous sport, especially when you're doing sort of downhill and jumps and things like that. So it's always good to get your pads on, wear a helmet, do your helmet up well, pair of gloves, keep yourself from getting hurt.
So the message is have fun, be creative, but also be careful. Ian Bucknell, BBC Look North, Sheffield.
Oh, it looks a bit dangerous to me, Harry.
It is, yeah.
I'm going to stick to my horse.
Yeah.